Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. And something that I've been thinking about, I've been doing Silverpunk now pretty much just over 3 years. I've just had an email come through from YouTube saying that your channel's 3 years old. And it kind of struck me that pretty much if you're a creative or you're in business or whatever you're doing, we all have the same problems and the solutions are pretty much the same. It's just the scale that's different. And I'm in a Discord community called Stacker Social. It's a cool little place. There's over 5,000 members there. And it's a place where we just hang out and talk. And I've been, there's a place in there called the Pourers Lounge and all metal pourers and creative people in there. And you get to have some really interesting chats. And a few people have been saying that they really want to push forward with the metal pouring and are kind of looking for a way to do it as a living. And it was just interesting how you see how people go about things and which is the best way forward. And like, obviously we're all individual and we got different goals and different things we're aiming for. But just take the metal pouring. We no matter where you are, we've all got the same problems. It's just a different scale. I mean, I can remember when I first started out, where 100 grams of silver grain was massive. To get 100 grams of silver grain is massive because it meant that I could pour probably getting on for almost 10 little skull rounds that I was doing. So that was a big number. I can remember it now, using a little whip and map gas. And then as I progressed, the next scale was, I want 200. I want half a kilo, 500 grams. Man, I can pour loads. And just as you progress, the numbers just get bigger. The problem's exactly the same, is how do I raise funds to get the grain? How do I raise funds to get the 100 grams? How do I raise funds to get the half kilo? And then a bit later, the kilo. And it's exactly the same. And it's like myself recently. I've just done an auction and I think it was best part of 2.5 kilo of grain. So obviously the auction went well. I've got to take my living expenses out of it, but I've also got to buy more grain. So now I can just go again and buy another 2.5 kilos of grain because I need to do another auction soon to keep the cycle going. And it's just the same. If someone just pours one item, they sell it, then obviously they need to take a bit of money out if they're doing it for a living, and then they've got to buy grain again. And it's just this circle, and we've got the same problems. And it just comes to a stage wherever you are, it's almost just like another note on the end. The principles are the same. You got to make something that's saleable, that's priced right for you, and to keep things going. And I can't ever see this ever being any different. It's the same with, like, you need to find people to sell to. So how do you do that? You need to bring attention to your brand. And again, that's the same for everybody, no matter what you are, no matter what you're doing. If you're an artist painting paintings, you've got to do that. If you want to sell your work, if you're a silver pourer, you've got to do that. And I think it's a long journey. And as I've mentioned, Stacker Social, and as kind of like it's almost like a nucleus of people who buys poured silver and poured items in there. But it really is just the tip of the iceberg. That's okay to just get you started, but it isn't going to sustain you as a business. And I do fear for people who want to do it full time, because there's that kind of false sense of security, because you're almost propelled forward. You're getting such a massive head start to how it was 3 or 4 years ago that it seems, I don't want to say easy is the wrong word, but you're getting that boost from the beginning that not many people have had. And you might find it difficult to carry on, but it can be done. And you just got to keep working at it. Like I was saying, it's like you need to come up with good video ideas to get views and to get more collectors seeing you. You need to try and find more outlets for sales, like try and get into certain shops, galleries, bullion dealers, whatever it could be, depending what type of thing you're trying to sell. And on top of all that, also, you got to keep the lights on at home, and you've got to try and find your own kind of style, because the last thing you want to be doing is making something and people just looking at it going, oh, well, that looks like so-and-so, you're doing that. So I can feel and I have that myself. I'm always I'm always trying to stay true to my punk style, that rustic, that edgy kind of like, you know, the rustic style of my paws and my panels, the punk look that I've carved out. And I just think it's fascinating that where it's gone in the last 3 years. And it just seems every time I start getting halfway up the ladder, thinking that I'm getting there, the ladder just extends up even more. And it's the same problems. It's like in my last video talking about how I frame, how I need to up my presentation levels, you know, and that's always been a thing. I found out the big wooden boxes and I thought, yeah, job done, tick the box. And now it's like, no, I've got to work out framing now. And no doubt once I've worked out the framing, there'll be something else after that on the presentation front I need to tick off. And it's the same. It's just going back to the very beginning when I was doing like little 1 ounce pours and half an ounce pours. It's like, how do I present? How do you present those? You put them in a little velvet bag. You do a little handwritten COA, and just as you progress, it's just thinking and meeting the new challenges. And we all have it. No matter what stage you are in your journey, we all have the same problems, and it's the solutions are just a different scale, like I mentioned. And it's so refreshing to see new people starting and getting into it, because I can't wait to see their way of doing things, or whether they'll kind of just replicate what's been done before, or whether they're going to push on and do their own thing and go for it themselves. So it'd be really cool and interesting to see. And I know some of the frustration and how scary it is. A couple of people have mentioned that they really want to start a business and go for it, but it's scary, and it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is really scary, but you just got to do it. If you believe in it enough, 100%, if you believe in it, just do it. And I know this is going to sound terrible, but try not to listen to your close friends and your family, because they love you and they don't want you to fail or hurt yourself or, you know, get in distress. But they can't see the kind of plans and dreams where you want to go. They can't do it themselves or get that vision. So for me, it'd be better off listening to someone who's done it and been there. Take their opinion. Take someone's opinion take someone's opinion who's where you want to be, rather than someone who isn't there. And just go for it. And if you have got to go without stuff, if you have got to sell stuff to fund the project, I mean, I do it all the time. I'm like, right, like I've got this new project on the go, this 500 ounce pour I'm trying to do. Well, I haven't got 15 kilograms of grain sitting there. I'm going to like beg, borrow, steal, do whatever I can to siphon off, when I'm doing my normal pours and my auctions and stuff, as much grain as I can to go towards that project. And it'll be the same for everyone. If you're just starting off and all you've got's 100 grams, well, you've got to make that 100 grams last. And then if you've got a side project that takes 200 grams, you've got to siphon a little bit off each time, and it might take 3 or 4 months or however long it is to get that other project done. And that's the way of it. You've just got to come up with a plan and just work it out and do it. And all what's different from if you're just starting out, if you're just on month 1 to month 32, it's the same problem, just a different scale. So if one person can figure it out, you can figure it out. It's not all doom and gloom. You can get there and you can do it. And we're learning all the time, and you've just got to do it. And you've just got to take those first steps, go, you know what, sod it, I'm going to jump and I'm going to learn to fly as I go. And the problems you just sort out as you go. And what you've seen on the screen here is a new series. It's called Bedtime Stories. And they're all based on kind of basically nursery rhymes and Grimm's fairy tales, that type of thing. So cheers for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.